What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters on one eyebrow, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead universe and Terminus and the end is the beginning being pretty similar. So obviously, spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, that's Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. So some people will agree that they're very similar, some people won't, and that's all right. But I'm definitely going to highlight the similarities, the definition of Terminus, just obvious connections that people may be overlooking, and it's okay. And the end is the beginning. People are connected to the Walking Dead universe, so why not be similar, right? Hit that subscribe button for all things Walking Dead, become a valued subscriber and member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family today. Well, in another video, I talked about another Terminus. And some people could see it, and some people aren't. I'm going to expand on that video, but you can see the similarities in the look of Riley and Garrett right here. But Terminus and the end is the beginning people are two different groups, two different parts of the Walking Dead universe, and they're not the same, but they are. They're the same, but different. Now, per Talking Dead, in the 1830s, Terminus was the name of the settlement at the end of the Western and Atlantic Railroad line. The settlement is now known as Atlanta. So Terminus is the end of something. And the definition of Terminus is the end of something. A terminal end, just the end of a part. So it just makes sense that it's clearly a connecting point there. Again, they're not the same, but they are. They're the same, but they're different. The end is the beginning was spray painted on various objects, like signs, right? The end is the beginning on Tanktown, on the tree, on the sub, on the wall. It was all over the place. We saw the Terminus signs all over the place. So both groups had signs. It's a sign of the sign, right? I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. The end is the beginning. Hopefully you guys know that Ace of Base song. If you don't, check it out. 90s music, feeling it. But ultimately, the end is the beginning is a group that we saw connected with Fear the Walking Dead. Terminus was the Walking Dead, and it's the same universe, so it's all right. Well, I've seen a lot of similarities with Fear the Walking Dead in season 6 to The Walking Dead, and I personally love it. I'm not mad at it for changing things up a little bit, being a Walmart version of something, but ultimately the end is the beginning will be a big factor in season 6, maybe in season 7. The group took down Terminus and edited the signs by Rick Grimes right there. You can see, I wonder if they're going to do the same thing with the painted signs of the end is the beginning. We'll have to wait and see about that. Now our group joined Terminus on their own in two different groups. They were willing to go there, which is a little different how our group met the end is the beginning people in Fear the Walking Dead, as we didn't see them be saved by the end is the beginning people from the posters, the walkers. But as you can see, this is a group of 4, 1 guy and 3 women. And here's a group of 4, but it's 3 guys and 1 woman. So it's exactly the opposite of what had happened at Fear the Walking Dead versus The Walking Dead. The same, but different. Our group tried to get away, but Riley and his people stopped them and went to embalm them, but everyone got away. Well, Alicia's still there, but everyone was safe. Rick's group was captured. They were going to be killed and then eaten, but everyone got away. So it's very similar. Again, the same, but different. It's just so obvious here. 3 women and 1 guy is the opposite of Michonne. Just look at that. It's just, come on, right? The leader of Terminus was Gareth. Pretty different than Teddy, but Gareth was the leader, almost like a cult leader. He's wearing blue. And in season 6, episode 11, we saw that Riley and everybody under Teddy were wearing blue, the cult colors, right? And we know that Gareth is not the same as Teddy. Teddy is an older gentleman, but a white guy, none the same. Cult leader, kind of brainwashed people, and people are buying into what he's saying. But you got Teddy and you got Mary. So you got a guy and a girl, a man and a woman. So it's kind of similar. Again, it might be a stretch and you may be reaching, bro, but either way, it's similar. Right? And we know that Gareth and his group were not good people. They were basically tricking people to come there so they could eat them. And I don't think that Riley and Teddy were tricking people to eat them, but they were tricking people to do their bidding, to hurt other people, to, take down Ginny, Tanktown, and her group and kill people. Gareth and his group would kill people and eat them, which is kind of gross. Wouldn't they get all twitchy? I mean, cannibalism is not acceptable. It would mess with you. So they were eating people. We saw that. It was highlighted, teased, and then it was blatantly shown by them eating Bob. And it's kind of similar if you think about it, with the walkers for fertilizer, for the crops, for the chickens, to feed them. It's the same, but different. But it's definitely a similarity. They're using people to feed them. Maybe decaying people, but it's people nonetheless. I don't know about eating people. I just don't know about that, right? I mean, I guess if you're hungry enough, but that's just kind of crazy. But in a zombie apocalypse, right, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. They're using the people and the fertilizer to grow their crops. So they're basically eating people as well. And not in the same light as eating chunks of muscle from people, but in a similar fashion. And again, similar but different, but similar nonetheless. And we got to see how they used the walkers for crops, for food, and we got to see the people being turned into food. We kind of saw the whole process with Terminus and the holding on Fear the Walking Dead. But again, I know it's different, but they have a body on the table and they're cutting them open. They did the same thing with these bodies with the embalming fluid, the embalming table. They would do a similar thing, even though what's the point of embalming these walkers? What are they going to do with them? I'm just not sure. Now, Alicia strikes a match, drops it, real dramatic, Madison moment, Carol moment, just a nice callback to different things on Fear the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead universe. Well, she drops a match and then lights the walkers on fire. So she uses fire so the group can escape, even though she doesn't escape. Carol kind of does a similar thing, but it's kind of reversed. Carol blows up the propane tank and goes into Terminus. She drops the match and the group gets out of the holding. So it's a little opposite. Again, the same but different. And both scenes were cool, even though I gotta say that season 5 episode 1 with this right here is pretty amazing and awesome, and probably one of the best scenes in the Walking Dead universe, Carol saving the day. Now, when we went to Terminus, we saw the A on the train car, and this has to be the one, if not one of the first A's that we saw in the Walking Dead universe. In the holding, we saw the A on the map overlays that Althea found that belonged to the CRM. So again, some of the story is different, but the A's are there, the A's and the B's. And I could be wrong, but is the A on the train car the first A that we saw in the Walking Dead universe? Maybe the first that we know of, right? But we see the A's and the B's and the map overlays that Althea found, which is pretty cool. So they were connected there. The A's again we saw on Fear the Walking Dead. We also saw a B right there, floor B3 written on the wall next to the elevator. So we saw A's and B's, which continues on with the A's and B's. Now also Terminus was using the radio to send out a signal and a message to everybody to be like, those arrive, survive, Terminus, sanctuary for all. And Teddy being on the radio, I guess it's playing on loop. He's not like sitting there just talking over it. It's probably just a recorded message, but they're using the radio or the speakers delivering a message to everybody involved there. It's not going out to the masses, it's staying inside there, but again, same but different. And luckily our group got away. No one got killed. Well, anybody of significance got killed at Terminus. It's kind of short-lived. It was a build-up for a short-lived story arc. But Gareth and the termites went after our group and went to the church where they were taken out. Now I could see a similar thing happening on Fear the Walking Dead. Now I've only seen season 6 episode 11 as I'm making this video, but I have seen the trailer for season 6 episode 12, and I know that Riley goes after Morgan, pretty similar to Gareth, right? And we all know how that worked out for Gareth. I could see a similar thing happening with Rick and the red-handled machete, and Gareth with Morgan and Riley. I think Morgan, this is not the same thing here, but I could see Morgan doing a similar thing to Riley where he takes Riley out, maybe in a gruesome way, maybe an awesome, rewarding way. I hope it happens because we do kind of feel like Morgan has been converted and made into the Rick version with Fear the Walking Dead in a lot of different aspects as of season 6. I wonder if Morgan's going to say an epic line like, you don't know who they're messing with. We'll go with messing with, even though it's better if he's dropping the F-bomb there, but I hope so. I hope there's an epic line like Rick in the train car. And if you look up Terminus in the dictionary, it's basically saying the end of something. So it's pretty interesting that it's the end is the beginning. Terminus is the end of something. So again, similar but different. I'm not hating on Terminus and the end is the beginning. It's pretty cool that they're bringing stuff over that kind of worked. It's pretty similar to where Terminus was a build-up and a build-up and a build-up of season 4, and then we got there and then they're gone. The end is the beginning. Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. Build up, build up, build up. Alicia burned it all up. So I'll have to see if we get more of the story in season 6B and season 7. But let me know your thoughts. It's a fun discussion video. There's no right or wrong answers. It's just a fun breakdown that clearly shows a lot of similarities. Love The Walking Dead. Thank you guys. Stay safe and tell them, Daryl.